we try a lot of whiskey, so we are good at recommending things that are different. So why don't we hop in final segment of the night to a can't find this, buy that.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I have been saying it as can't find that, get this, and I you really threw me for a loop there saying it the other way, but I guess it doesn't make much difference.
I'm spicing up everything.
You're a spicy lad tonight. Really, what we're trying to do with this segment is just discuss, a product that is either historically hard to find or recently becoming harder to find, which is what this one is tonight. I've been seeing this pop up more and more frequently. I feel like a good chunk of this could be the changing of the glass and then glass shortages and just like overall, supply chain issues that we've all been suffering with for the past, 2 years. Without, belaboring the point too bad here, let's dive in. So we want to talk about, if you can't find Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, what in the hell are you going to get to replace that bottle that is either going to be a similar price point or a similar flavor profile or some other way of having a good recommendation for you as the person who's like, damn it, I can't find Kentucky Spirit. What am I going to do?
Definitely. And we are seeing a lot more of this. It's been 2 years since Campari took Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit and put it in a different, arguably worse bottle. They're doing the same thing now. So with that comes a rolling shortage. And, this is one of those more everyday mainstay type products, which means when you run out of it, you're looking to replace it. So I'm pretty pumped about this one. We've had this one on the docket for a while. This is one of my favorite bottles, bar none. So if you can't find Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, you should just mosey on over about 1.5 feet on the shelf and pick up a Knob Creek 9-year single barrel.
Yeah, I mean, if you break these down on paper, you're looking at basically the same SRP, about $50.
Yeah.
The proof point is going to be, I think, one of the biggest differences, really, where
Absolutely.
on the Knob Creek side, you're going to pull in that 120 proof, whereas the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit is going to be 101. So age-wise, you're talking 9 years plus on the Knob Creek. It is age stated, so you're always going to get at least 9 years out of it. On some of these single barrels, this is going to creep up a little bit higher. If these are store picks, they can go a little bit higher than that, even more. And then on the Kentucky Spirit side, you're talking about an 8-ish year product. It's not age stated, so you don't really know. But I've seen a lot of these come through as single barrel selections too, where they make the selection and they say, oh holy shit, this is actually 109.1 proof. We cannot bottle this as Russell's Reserve because that needs to be 110. So if you want to take this selection, we're going to have to proof it to 101, and you now have Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit on your hands. Because, it's all the same recipe and all the same liquid. It just goes to a different profile at the end. So I think on paper, these really kind of stack up. The biggest difference for me being the price point. The proof point.
Yeah, the proof is definitely the biggest one. I don't think it's bad because a lot of people I know are like, man, I just wish Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit had a little more oomph to it. Like, typically, they either are dissatisfied with the price or the proof point. So, similar price on the Knob Creek, you're getting a more desirable proof point, in my opinion. I don't think 60% is too strong. People who think that Kentucky Spirit's a little meek should delight in this. The difference, I think, too, we haven't been able to speak to it, but, differences in filtering could come. I forget if Knob Creek is chill filtered or not, but that's kind of a specific detail. And I think this is perfect because a lot of people seem to believe that there's this massive flavor profile difference between the Wild Turkey warehouses and that there's none whatsoever at Knob Creek. And I just don't think those people have actually tried enough Knob Creek. And I think they kind of overblow the differences on the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit side. So I think, if you try a few more Knob Creek, you'll find they're pretty different too, which opens up a whole new world because right now you can find Knob Creek like literally everywhere. We have gas stations. You can go get a Knob Creek pick at a gas station, which is a cool place to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, something that is incredibly widespread and easy to get. And some markets, if you're looking at a store pick, you're going to be paying more than SRP, more than $50, and that's fine. You can find the Shelfer Knob Creek 9 single barrel for about $50 everywhere in the Northeast. I can't speak to everywhere in general, of course. But if you're looking at SRP, the pricing is good. Moving on from that, you're not talking about drastically different mash bills here. I think there's a lot of correlation between beam products and turkey. Obviously, the biggest difference is going to be that peanut brittle type of nuttiness that you get in the beam is going to be different than what you do in the turkey. But that said, if you wanted to hunt down things that were similar from two different producers, you could find a turkey product and a Knob Creek that weren't that far off. So I think if you're just looking for something to scratch some of the same itch, that you could do pretty well with it. And I think the extra proof that you're going to get on the Knob Creek lends pretty good to like, well, hey, this I wasn't wild about this pick. I thought it was all right. Make some cocktails with that thing, and you're going to have screaming cocktails because it just carries so much flavor through.
Yeah, I mean, I am a Knob Creek fan, so this is right in my wheelhouse. But if you can find Wild Turkey and Kentucky Spirit, I can't think of a better stand-in than Knob Creek. And if you haven't had a lot of Knob Creek, this is your opportunity. I think very quickly you'll find after a couple picks, we don't get info on just the store product that is sitting on shelves, but neither was the store Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirits either. So give it a couple of try, compare them. Would love to know your thoughts. This is, it couldn't be more relevant. I'm seeing less and less Wild Turkey every single day, and I see the same amount of Knob Creek, which is one of the reasons I like it. So give it a go. Would love to know your experience if you have done this comparison. If you have maybe made the switch yourself, or if you've drank a lot of both and have strong opinions, let us know in the comments. But overall, I've been buying Knob Creek for a long time, been buying Wild Turkey for a long time. I think they're about as interchangeable as you can get, especially if you start stat checking on paper.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think both of these are such good products in their own way, and that doesn't mean that I think that they're drastically different. So I think it is a really good, if you can't find that, get this recommendation.